What's up, y'all? Daryl D here, Daryl D TV. I've been trying to stay out of the comic book shop. There's a few titles that I was following, new titles that either ended or I just stopped following, for whatever reason. And I've been behind so bad with reading, and I'm just starting to read regularly. I read the King Kong, the Dynamite King Kong. I read that. I finished up that whole run yesterday. Absolutely loved it. There was nothing crazy or out of the, ordinary for, that book, but I just thoroughly enjoyed it because I really love the art. I don't recall who did the art, but love that book. I'm looking forward to diving into more of my runs, especially my short runs. That was a 6-issue run. It was a lot of fun. Another reason why I've stayed out of the shops is because in the cheap bins I end up finding, maybe one, two, three, whatever copies of a short run. Buy them. Maybe it's like 5 issues or 4 issues in a run, and I might find one or I might find two, and then it's like, okay, now I got to track the other ones down. I have a ton of runs like that, and they're just piling up, and I'm not reading them as fast as I am acquiring them. So I refrain. But today was, what do you call it? Free comic book day. It's not really my thing. There's only been one free comic book day that I was definitely out and I was hitting these different stores many years ago, and it was when they were releasing the Hip Hop Family Tree hip hop comic book. And so I went around and I was like grabbing a lot of those, and I was grabbing other stuff. Now I have went out to other, free comic book days, and I've grabbed some really good stuff. There's this Joker book that that was Batman Day. Never mind. Talk about that another time. But I don't think there's very few books that I've picked up over the last few years that I've actually read. So I'm still sitting on books from 2-3 years ago. The only reason I went out is because a good buddy of mine, Billy from Billy's Comics, was setting up at Ash Avenue Comics here in the Valley, and he was going to have his new book, which I'm going to show you in just a second. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to Free Comic Book Day today because I want to get, this book from Billy. So that's why I went out today. I picked up, let me show you what I picked up, basically. And I'm just to show you what I picked up. Nothing crazy, no, I was just out there. I was looking for something to take home. Let me show you what I found to bring home with me today. So we're going to start off with Billy's latest book. And it's basically turtles versus cats. This is Billy's latest release. Yes, he's like the bootleg comic king, if you will. And I guess it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus the Thundercats or whatever. I was never into either. Personally, I do have a few Turtles books from the first volume, but they're featuring the artwork of Richard Corbin. I probably got at least 3. But yeah, this is what Billy put out today, so I had to go grab mine. And of course, I had to grab a signed copy. Thank you, Billy. If any of you guys want this, BillysComics.com. He'll take care of you. And then he gave me an ash can for that book as well. So that's pretty cool. And that was my whole reason for going out there. So I did pick up a few more. Since it was free comic book day, let me show you what I got. I only found one book that I was willing to take home. You know what I mean? And there at Ash, he was giving you up to 5 books. You know, that's pretty cool. And this is a book. This is the only one I saw there that I was like, okay, I dig this art. Story looks pretty legit. Looks like a horror book. And it's, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Minotaur? Minotaur? These weird names. This is what the book looks like. Somebody help me out. How do I pronounce that? Can somebody help me out? Dan, where you at, man? Where you at when I need you? Somebody tell me how to pronounce that. Cool looking cover. Don't really know what that means or what's that supposed to translate to, but I really do like this artwork. And then it's got this this weird looking thing in here, which is not really my cup of tea, but I'm gonna keep an open mind about it until I read it. This is like, looks like some kind of tiger monster man type of thing. Yo, I don't never want to see nothing like that in a dark alley. But you know, I ain't no punk, so I really suggest this dude stay away from me, cause I will send him home crying to his mama. I will send this dude home to his mommy. Yeah, that's me. Anyway, this is the only one I picked up, and he had a lot of different books in there, but that's all I could find. All of the other stuff, I wasn't interested in none of that stuff. So while I was there, of course, I hit the dollar bins. This, I only got a handful out of the dollar bin. Let me show you what I got. I only got 4. This is Barstow #1. And again, all of these books are books that I flipped through to check out the art. The art got a passing grade. Hopefully the story's cool. They're all non-superhero books. So that passed the test. World Tree #17. I'm not exactly sure if I have this. This is a run that was recommended to me a long time ago. I bought all of them. I still, to this day, have not started on them. I believe this run started, it was supposed to end at some point, 8 or 9, or was it 12? I don't remember. And it seems like it stopped for a while, and then it seemed like it started back up again. Somebody break that down for me, because I don't know the story behind that. But just when I thought I was done collecting all of those issues, it's like started up again. So I'm not sure, but I think it's like ongoing now or something. I'm not sure. This is issue #2 of Pop Star Assassin. Now, I know I have shown you guys this title before. I'm not sure if it was #2 or if this is just a different cover, because again, I know I have at least one other, maybe 2 other issues of this. So yeah, I might have picked up the ooh, look at her. I might have picked up the variant cover of one I had already. Look at this sweet thing right here. All right, let's keep going. This was cool. Now see, this is exactly what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is issue #4 from Upshot, Casual Fling. This is issue #4 of 4. So I flipped through it. I liked it. Now I gotta go find these other 3. or not. Maybe I'll just read that. And then I didn't pick up anything new in there. And the only other book that I picked up, which I have already, which I've shown you on the Corbin video. This is what is this? The Conquistor Worm? An Edgar Allan Poe story. I've shown you this before. I have this before. This was like, it has a $6 price tag on it, but it was 20% off that. I absolutely, positively should have left it there, but I didn't. I said maybe I can use it to trade something with somebody, or maybe I'll throw it in one of my Corbin for sale videos or whatnot, but I should have left it there. They had like 2/3 of the Den run in there for like the same price, and I had to fight myself to not buy them, even though I have them already, and even though I have some other miscellaneous copies. I think it was 3 through 8, something like that they had in there. But I used some self-control. So yeah, that's gonna, anybody need that or want to do some trades with that, let me know, because I got it. And me and Billy was standing there. We were chopping it up and talking. And I said, you know what? I wouldn't mind stopping at Greg's today, but I don't want to drive over there. Greg's is pretty far away from me. And he was like, yeah, I know what you mean. It's really far from where you're coming. And then he got busy. He was selling his books. And I'm going through the dollar bins. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like not far from there. You know, I'm probably 12 minutes away. 10 minutes away from Ash. So I was telling Billy, I think I'm going to stop in there or whatever since I'm over here. And you know, Greg got them 50 cent boxes, Jack. So I was like, yeah, I'll go over there. Maybe I'll see if they have any more, you know, underground. That's where I got most of the bulk of my underground comics. And I've said this before in other videos, but he had like probably a total of 2 long boxes. Like 2, if you compress them all together, the equivalent of 2 long boxes of undergrounds. Go look at my Corbin videos if you want to see, or my underground comics video if you want to see some incredible stuff. Anyway, there's like half of a short box left, and from my memory it was like newer stuff or whatever, but I was like, yeah, maybe I'll find something in there that I can bring home, because like I said, it wasn't anything that, you know, there's plenty of stuff on my want list, like cheap stuff, like trying to finish off runs, you know, like I just showed you, and things like that. I'm still got like a handful of Sin City books I'm looking for, and it's a pretty long list, but nothing crazy on it. My Corbin list, that's another story. But I figured that you know, I'd give it a shot and just see what I could find. So I went over there, and let me show you what I got. I couldn't find anything. I was looking for the last issue of Crownsville, the Rodney Barnes horror book, because I buy pretty much all of the Rodney Barnes stuff, and they didn't have it. They were all sold out. I think that book ended up like cooling off, and so by the last, because I can't find it anywhere on my side of town, so I think a lot of shops just didn't order that last issue number 5. So I don't know, I'm probably gonna have to get it from somewhere, see what happens. But I did pick up a few there. I found some in the dollar box, or the 50-cent bins. And then what else did I get? Let me see. So over there, and I did see this. Let me show you the free comic book day stuff. I totally passed this by at Ash Avenue, but I decided to take a flip through, and this was, what is this? Anana? The name she lost? Inanna. I don't know what this nonsense is, but that's the book right there. And it's pretty, the art is cool, whatever. It's acceptable. It doesn't look like anything I can really get into or anything like that. But at least it was another book that I could take home and read. So I picked up that. I did pick up The Gun Honey. Now, I have found these in the cheap bins. I think I might have 2 of these or whatever. And yeah, all of the covers kind of look like this. This art, I don't like this art too much. This isn't as good as some of the other art I've seen, although this has more than one story in it, and I am liking this art from this second story. I guess it's a second story, although there's really no intro, so I don't know if they changed up artists. I don't know, but that art looks pretty cool. The art in the front, not so much. And then I went on and picked up this book called Warbird or whatever. This feels like newspaper, like the Sunday paper, old school style. I don't know what kind it is. Feels like it's easy to rip. Issue number 0. Whatever. I know there's a zillion videos out right about now featuring these free comic book day books. So let me show you. Now I've talked. Let me show you the 50-cent books I got. A lot of these I will be passing along after I read them. This one looked cool. I'm definitely passing this one along. I think I picked this up just to pass it along, actually. But this is called Girl Genius, number 1. This one was called, this is a free comic day book called Black Plus Cal Exit. Is that how you pronounce that? Now, I do have the black run and I do have the white run, both from Black Mass Comics. I finished those off a long time ago. I've talked about them, but I have not started reading either one of them. And I do know about this book. There's what the white one looks like. Anyway, so I found that in the 50-cent bin. I thought, perfect, Here's another run that I have that I have not yet began to read. This is number 3 of Nita Hall's Nightmare Blog, another Rodney Barnes book. Looking forward to that. This one looked all right. The art is pretty cool. This is called The Wicked Ones from Scout. That's issue number 1. And I see some superhero stuff in here. So I'm not liking it. At least I only paid 50 cents for it. But check out that art. Like, I'm really digging that kind of stuff. But that one is definitely gone. Oh, here's a cool one. This is number 3 of 5, Daisy. One of those runs that I was telling you about. And between those 2 stores, I have issues 1 and 2 of this. This is issue 3, and it's a 5-issue run. So now I just need 4 and 5 to complete this run. But this looks like some weirdo stuff. But the art, I really like the art. Maybe I need to start telling you guys who the artist is, but I never know who the artist and who the writer is. Joanna Levente and Jim Campbell, Colin Lorimer. I'm not getting into all of that stuff. Whoever these people are, one of them is the artist. Oh, this is a cool one. I bought this one just to give away. I'm not even going to show this. The person I'm giving that to, I'll let them talk about it. Here's issue number 1 of a book called Glitter Bomb. I thought that was pretty cool. Looking forward to reading this. This one I definitely just... What is this? Looks like some kind of hobo, homeless guy. I don't know. I'm almost a hobo and homeless, but we're not going to talk about that. This book I've talked about before, and they had some of these issues. Illuminati, that did like the rap covers. That's like the Ice Cube Death Certificate cover, and that's like the... This is number 3 and number 5. Number 2 and number 5. That's like the De La Soul 3 Feet High and Rising cover. And the story is great. I think it's a 5-issue limited series. Loved this one. Here's... Oh, man. I got this out of Alcatraz. It's number 5. I think I have this. I think I have this one. I do. I have the whole run, actually. No. I think I'm missing number 6. It was 6, right? Haven't started it yet. I've seen a lot of people talk about this book. I've shown off the ones that I actually have bought. This one, number 3, Murder Podcast, that was in the 50-cent bin. And I know I showed you guys an ash can, which was probably from Free Comic Book Day last year. But I wasn't never gonna really follow this. I just picked it up because I remember grabbing the ash can. I'm not big on this art. I'll read it and pass it along. Here's another one that I bought just to give away, so we won't talk about that. Here's issue 1 and 2 of a book called Con and On. Now I was flipping through this and it just seemed like it's a comic book about comic book collectors or something like that. I almost feel like somebody was talking about this with me recently, but I'm not sure. Covers are kind of corny looking or whatever, but I just remember flipping through and seeing some guy talk about comics or whatever. I don't know what this book is about. Somebody tell me what this is about, because I'm not gonna read it by the time you respond. You know what I mean? So help me out. Here's issue number 1 of Laura and Other Stories. I don't know why I picked this up. It looks like a girly book. It must have been the art. Why did I buy this? Okay, yeah, I don't know. This looks weird. This looks weird. Yeah, this is definitely... This is not staying. Oh, here's a run. Another Rodney Barnes. Not Rodney Barnes, but another run that I've completed that I haven't started reading it yet. But I couldn't help myself. I had to pick up. It was issue number 1 of Flawed. This was just an attractive book to me all around. This cover might have even appeared on another video. I mean, yeah, I did talk about this, but ooh, that might have appeared on a Sexy Sister video. Here is one. This is issue number 1 of Hollywood Special. Now that I'm flipping through this, I'm trying to figure out why did I pick this up, because this art is absolutely terrible. I don't enjoy it at all. And when I say I don't like certain art or it's terrible, that's just me. Please don't take any offense to it, because it's still 150 times better than what I could ever do. So, you know, as I'm flipping through this, let me just point this out. This is what I can't stand about some of these new books. So, you only have so many pages for a read. Some of these are really, really quick reads. First of all, I do not necessarily need a page where you got to tell me what the next issue is, what the next cover is going to look like. I don't really need to know that. That could have been more comic for me to read. And then after that, look at all of this stupid advertisement. Look, a zillion variant covers. Who cares? Look at this. 2 more pages. Advertisement. 2 more pages of advertisement. 2 more pages. This all could have been more of the story. You're wasting space. It's just dumb. I can't stand. What a waste of money. And this book was $3.99 when it came out. I don't know exactly when it came. That's the same thing as this Illuminati book. I think that one is either a short book or it had a bunch of advertisements. No, I stand corrected. Never mind. So yeah, but I hate that when they waste all of that. Take 1 page and do that. 1, maybe 2, but that's it. Anyway, that's my rant. Everyone Loves a Jewel Thief, #1. That looked very interesting. And yes. See, yes. This is what I'm feeling. Not only is the art cool, really cool looking, but check out what they did to those reds and blues. You know what I mean? Like, this is just good stuff. I'm digging this. I'm digging this a lot. Oh, okay. Now we're going to go to the dollar box that's on top of the counter. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, these are Greg's. All of these, the second half of these books, these are all from Greg's Comics. I don't know if I said that. I don't recall if I said that or not. But anyway, yeah, I think I did. Anyway, the dollar box. This is the same dollar box on the counter that I've shown you guys so many magazine-sized comic books that are in there. I've grabbed a lot of them out there, out of that box, just $1. These books that are like $7.99 a piece. Well, they had some of those, some more magazines that I'm going to show you in a second, and then they also had some comic size books. Now these 2 I want to show you, these titles are new. They're on the shelf right now, and which kind of surprised me. I mean, there's no flaws. This book is like 10 out of 10, both of these. So I don't know why they were in the dollar bin. And then, oh wow. And then the other ones are on the shelf. So this is a book called The Peril of the Brutal Dark. Right? Feels like a pretty, got some thickness to it. $3.99. I didn't know this when I pulled it out, but this one actually has 2 covers. So there's the other cover right there. I don't know the story behind that, but I was digging the art. You know, it looked pretty cool. People getting wiped out or whatever, and and here's the other one. This is a book. This is #2. Both of these are DC Vertigo, of Bleeding Hearts. Check out this. Check out that cover. Now, at first glance at this cover, I thought this would be like pretty corny looking. You know what I mean? This type of art, I don't know. Now, this type of animation is pretty incredible, wouldn't you say? If there was like a animation movie about that. And so I don't really know where the story goes in here. But I definitely can get down with this artwork. So take a look at this page. Like, I can dig that. But like I said, I was like, whoa, I would like, more. So I went to where all the new comic books were, and they had like issue number 1 of this on the shelf for regular price, $3.99. But like I said, this one is mint. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Did they order too many? I don't know. I can't. And then the same thing with this one. Like, both of this had another issue on the shelf for full price, but there was like a bunch of these in the dollar box on the counter. I'm not arguing about it. Lucky me. So let me show you the magazines that I got out of the dollar box as well. I haven't bought. This is a brand new Mad magazine. It's April of 2026. You know, the last time I bought a Mad magazine, like brand new, I don't think I've ever bought a brand new Mad magazine in my life. I think every one that I've ever had was used or passed to me or something like that. So this is kind of funny. It's kind of hilarious, actually, to me. So I picked that up. And then I picked up this one title called Life. And so here's issue number, where did it go? Issue number 4 of this Life book. Oh, that's what that is. Double cover. And let's take a look. I don't know what this is. Okay, it looks like it's got some spaceship stuff going on. But so check this out. So this is a story that I could definitely rock with. It don't seem like it's too weird or too far out there. Brian Azzarello, book. I don't know anything about this. I'm not gonna track down, the other issues, because I doubt I'll enjoy it that much. I'm gonna just start here at issue number 4. So I got 4. I got issue number 5. And then I got issue number 6. All for $1 a piece. And I think it was 20% off in there or something. I don't recall. I think they were running some kind of sale in there. And there was a bunch of these in there. Not a bunch. There was probably 3, 4, 5 copies of each of these. And then time waits. I think I showed you another issue of this book that I pulled out of there. This is issue number 2. So hopefully it's issue number 1 that I showed you on a past video. And these are all of the magazine comics that I got out of the dollar box, which, it's just basically the size of a magazine box. It used to be 2 of them up there. But yeah, so I think it was a pretty good day. I got some good reading material. Found something from one of the limited runs that I'm working on, and all in all, I think it was a pretty good day. So that was my free record store day. Not really. I found a few, but it was more so just my latest comic book haul, and I didn't break the bank doing it. Alright, that's it. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is Daryl D. I will see you next time on Daryl D TV. Peace and love.